What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin with our latest X-Men month review. Today we're reviewing X-Men Original Sin by Daniel Way. And who were the other people? You got Scott Eaton, you got Mike Deodato, and you got Mike Carey, which all good artists. This goes for 15 US. I got it for $5 at my local LCS, not the dollar store. So yeah, awesome, beautiful cover, but Jesus Christ, we almost should call this year's X-Men month Wolverine month, cause like half the stuff we reviewed has been Wolverine centric, just like the crappy X-Men movies, and this is another book where it's like Wolverine's the main character, which I probably should have known when. You know, it said Wolverine Origins 28 through 30, and it's written by Daniel Way, who was writing the Wolverine series at the time, which I read like one issue of that Wolverine series, and it was not good, though it had some badass art. So yeah, this is like another Wolverine-centric X-Men book. So this takes place around the time when Daken entered the scene. So you had this takes place after Wolverine killed Sabretooth. So there's going to be spoilers, by the way. After Wolverine killed Sabretooth, Xavier was shot in the head. Is that Bishop shooting him in the head? I don't know, man. I wasn't reading a lot of X-Men back then. I was reading mostly Deadpool and Green Lantern back then, which I would have been in high school. So yeah, it starts off with Wolverine was battling Daken, and it turns out Daken lost his memories. So for people who don't know, Daken he was the son of Wolverine. Why did I say half son? That's not a thing. Was the son of Wolverine and Mariko Yoshida from the Frank Miller, Chris Claremont Wolverine books, and Daken for the longest time, when he first showed up, wanted to kill Wolverine because he blames Wolverine for killing his mom. And Wolverine basically, because now that Wolverine sees that Daken lost his memories, he decides, okay, he's going to take him to a psychic and try to get him cured, right? So we get this badass scenes, by the way, where I don't know why Wolverine didn't just ask this guy, hey, I'm an X-Men, want to help me out? So he gives him this, thing like, oh, I'm just on my way from a costume party. Costume party? Bullshit. How many of you are there? Because this guy thinks he's going to get robbed, right? So, and Daken attacks him, but, Wolverine's able to keep him from killing this dude, which I like that this guy's, they didn't do anything where, they didn't pull, any anti-gun BS. Because that's what they normally do in these books. He's like, no, this guy was just defending. This guy was just defending himself, dude. You see a guy in a costume in a world full of superheroes and supervillains, you think, oh yeah, I'm about to get robbed or something. So yeah, but the Wolverine is kind of like an asshole in this book, by the way. But yeah, the art is fantastic. You get this badass scene, which I have this issue of Wolverine Origins, by the way. But yeah, you get this cool. In this book, Wolverine has his memories back, so you get you get Wolverine's full backstory, and when he first joined the X-Men team. So you get this thing where Wolverine was an agent of Romulus, which some Canadian Black Ops group. I'm guessing, I'm not sure. And we get a retelling of when retelling of Wolverine's first appearance when he tried to fight the Hulk, which there's this cool three-way battle between Hulk, Wendigo, and Wolverine. And holy shit, was this a million times better than that shitty Ultimate Comics Wolverine versus Hulk book? Because it's you see Wolverine tries to attack Hulk, sees that it wasn't working, so he's like, oh, I'm going to switch sides and help Hulk defeat Wendigo, right? And then this is badass, by the way. And then he's like, oh yeah, now that like Hulk's guard is down, he's gonna try to go for the kill shot, only for that not to work, and he gets taken out. So oh my god, that was fantastic, fantastic, dude. So yeah, it turns out he was first sent to. This was just him like auditioning for a job to take out his true target, which was Xavier. So he was actually sent by the Canadian government to infiltrate the X-Men so he can kill Xavier, right? Only for that not to work, because, you know. And here you can see, this was basically the second gen team of X-Men, back when Chris Claremont and John Byrne first like started writing the team. So, which, look how sexy like Storm looks. Holy shit, dude. What beautiful art, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, so I don't want to spoil the whole book, but yeah, what basically happens is that Wolverine tries to kill Xavier, but Xavier basically psychic blasts him and like takes out his memories, because Xavier wanted somebody like Wolverine to join the team, right? So we cut back to the present, where Wolverine ditches like Daken with this Buddhist guy while he goes to find Emma Frost, so he can basically have Emma Frost do to Daken what Xavier did to him back in the 70s or whatever. But only for him to find out that basically this was a badass fucking shot, by the way. Holy shit. Badass art all around, dude. Oh, only for him to find out that Xavier is still alive, by the way. And here we get the true villains of the group, which is this chick, who, spoiler alert, turns out to be a female Mr. Sinister, who's trying very hard to seduce Daken, and she's working with Sebastian Shaw. And basically the whole plot of the book is that Sebastian Shaw has like a two-part plan. He wants to A, recruit Daken, and B, trick Wolverine into trick Wolverine to thinking that the Hellfire Club kidnapped Daken, so Wolverine would go and kill the members of the Hellfire Club that's trying to run the group after, like, you know, basically after Shaw gets kicked off as the leader, right? So here you have the Hellfire, the current Hellfire Club leaders. Which, holy, the art sometimes is not so good. Like, what the fuck? Buddy, what was this a reference of? You know how like artists will use like photos as references? What do you think this is a reference of, by the way? I have some ideas. So the dog is going crazy, so I gotta shut her up. Basically, the dog was trying to tell me, hey, your breakfast is ready, dumbass. I put food in the oven for like 12 minutes, and I thought I could record this review in the time that by the time my food was done, but no, apparently I didn't. So yeah. So you got the really cool cover, dude. By the way, Miss Sinister, which this is weird because she says like, oh, I'm actually the daughter of Mr. Sinister and Mr. Sinister. So is she like a clone? Like what the? Who knows? Did Mr. Sinister transition? We're not sure, but all we know is she's looking fine as fuck, and you know, she's a comic book character anyway. So it's not, you know, we're not gay, guys. It's a cartoon. It's okay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It is well, it's X-Men month for us, but it's Pride month for everybody else. But you know, it's X-Men month for us. So yeah, we get this really cool badass battle, which they made the one dude like shorter, the lion dude shorter. And this was a cool badass fight. And holy, and what's cool about this? It's real cool, but there is some strategy, dude. So like, so Daniel Way. You know, Daniel Way might not have been the bad writer we thought he was back in the day, you know. He probably wasn't. And there's this badass scene where they're losing, and this guy is basically being held hostage, and this chick's so scared, like, oh man, I can't help you fight this dude because you'll get caught in my blast. And she's like, she sees this and he's like, you know what, fuck it, you're gone anyway. Blast the both of them. So that was cool. So yeah. And like Chuck was also part of the assault team, and he was not happy that Wolverine killed those guys, because Wolverine's like, dude, like Charles was like, dude, those guys didn't kidnap Dakin. And he's like, Wolverine's like, yeah, I know. Who gives a shit? They were bad guys, dude. They're trying to rule the world. We're superheroes. We have to stop them. And and Charles is like, ah, fuck it. So they go after, you know, the people who actually cannot Dakin, which is Sebastian Shaw. Even with the different artists, you know, Mrs. Sinister. Or Sinestra. You call it, maybe you call her Sinestra. I don't know. Still looking sexy as fuck. So yeah. Really cool. You got this battle between Wolverine and Shaw and Charles Xavier. Charles Xavier against Claudine, which you would think, you know, Wolverine would have the so you would think that Wolverine, because like, you know, Sebastian Shaw's powers is like, you know, kinetic energy absorption, that Wolverine would have the upper hand because he has like slashing claws and shit. No, basically Sebastian Shaw is able to kind of defeat him with wrestling moves. So that was cool. And you get this cool like battle between like Charles Xavier and Mrs. Sinister, who also has psychic powers, and you have this cool psychic battle. And I was expecting something, you know, you would think, yeah, you would have like this, I would say like esoteric, you know, kind of like mind fuckery, like, you know, psychic battle. But like, you know, Daniel Way goes the simplistic approach where we already established, hey, people have technological defenses against psychic power. So basically Charles Xavier is like, yeah, just use one that he picked up from like a psychic shield that he picked up from like one of the henchmen, and then just punches the you know, punches her out. So he's like, yeah, you know what, sometimes simple is best. So, you know, you're not gonna get what you got in like, you know, Dangerous, which is the second volume in like Astonishing X-Men, where that had a really cool badass fight with Charles Xavier versus like this android, where it was like a psychic battle on multiple levels. You're not getting that here. Basically, he's like, you know, he just used old righty or lefty. Sorry, that's a lefty. So yeah, basically what happens is that he gets into his head. Dakin recovers his memories, and Dakin wants to kill Wolverine, and then only for like, you know, Charles Xavier to show Dakin the truth. So really cool, badass art. So yeah. So that's basically the climax. So what do I think about this book? You have real cool in art, badass art. It's basically the same thing. You got lots of that. You get cool strategic storyline. You got the dialogue is, I would say, I've read a lot worse dialogue by Daniel Way. Holy shit, you just have to read his Deadpool run. But like compared, I would say this compared to that, this is like way better than like, you know, that Daniel Way. But like that Daniel Way, you know, those comics were fun. Here it's like it was more badass than fun, but it was still like a fun read, dude. Am I gonna say, hey, this is great, this is a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10? No. But, you know, compared to what, like, a lot of people say about Daniel Way back in the day, holy shit, like, all the Deadpool comic channels back in the day fucking hated it, Daniel Way, dude. He was, like, their fucking Antichrist. You know, I'm starting to think I was maybe too influenced, like, by Nate and Deadpool and Friends, or all those guys. Well, Nate is the guy from Deadpool and Friends. Into like hating Daniel Way. You know what? This was actually pretty good, dude. Am I gonna say this is a masterpiece? No, but it was a fun read, and it's a 6, you know, out of 10. So that's it for this review, guys. Our next X-Men month review is going to be either the Excalibur comic book or X-Men Alpha Flight, whichever one I finish first. Bye.